London? Like in London?
That doesn't even make sense. Welcome back to a brand new Tabletop Podcast. It's your boys, the Mings.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It has been quite an eventful.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
If you're living in Malaysia, what a time.
What a time to be alive. And
Oh,
we don't
man.
mean it in the best ways possible, but we will
We will.
survive.
Oh, man.
Okay, so if you clicked on this week's podcast and you already saw the title, you already know what we're talking about.
What is the
today.
title?
The title is
The title.
we usually only decide titles after we record the
Fun
podcast.
facts into the behind the scenes of the podcast.
But Ming
man.
Han, how's
Wow.
the past week been, man?
Let's just say I'm okay, but my country isn't doing so well.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on how you define well. It's a very interesting time. It's either we have a political problem or just a global epidemic happening on our hands. You just choose one.
This year, right? Seriously, the time we did the Fashion Week podcast as guests coming on, we talked about how January was just a shit show. It ain't stopping. We're in March now,
This is crazy.
and the fires aren't being put out.
It's not a fire at this point.
It's
It's basically a hellstorm.
and there's a
Of
perfect song for this right now. There's just yeah.
There's nothing fire. Okay, technically the
It's
boiler
a
room
sad
exploded.
song. It's
Yeah, the boiler room exploded. Sorry.
I really like that song.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so if you have no idea what's been going on, if you have been under a rock,
Where
or
have
you're
you
not,
been?
or you're not Malaysian,
Okay.
we're gonna give you the benefit of doubt. But basically, instead of regurgitating all the facts and news and headlines that's been out, basically Malaysia has had a shift in government.
That's a very nice way to put it.
Some people call it the back door. Some people call it
I know all kinds
in
of
the
back
butt.
doors. Right. Basically, there's been an upheaval of rights.
Yeah.
Democratic rights.
You've probably seen headlines on the internet and people sharing Facebook statuses very angstily, talking about how our votes didn't matter, how sneaky people doing Game of Thrones things, different people in power, and all
boy.
these things. But we don't want to talk about all of that today.
we don't? Okay.
Maybe some of it.
Okay, great.
I feel as individuals, as the takeaway,
Okay.
we want to look at this from a different perspective.
Okay.
And that's why we're doing this, right?
All right, what's the perspective?
I don't think we need to recap
Right.
the events or even give them our political angle on this.
Well, that's
because
half of my script today gone.
throw it out. Just throw it out. No, we don't want to do any of that because so many people have done it already, right? And I think today, what we want to do on the Tabletop Podcast is to talk about it objectively as Malaysians who are still in love with Malaysia, right? And just having this sense of responsibility to, instead of saying, you know what, pants off, I'm out.
Okay.
I still want to be a responsible Malaysian citizen, and I still want to love on my country.
Okay.
Even though it's a shitstorm.
Okay.
So let's get into that. How do we start that?
That conversation.
Like, how do we start the conversation?
First of all, we don't start unnecessary conversations online.
That's
I feel
right.
like that was.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Over the fun story. Over the weekend, I
Can
engaged.
you enunciate? You're like,
Both my lips are swollen.
why?
Haley has been starting to roll and sleep, and I wake up with her feet in my eyes and mouth.
What?
Yeah. For the past few days.
Stop shaking your lips,
this is a really
Stop shaking your lips.
sidetrack from what we're talking about.
Okay, people need to understand what you're saying.
My lips hurt. Okay, anyway, over the past weekend, it has been a very interesting experience
Yeah.
because I am pretty involved with what is happening in the current climate of Malaysia.
That's a very big statement. I'm very involved. What do you mean?
I call some of the shots.
What?
Yeah, all in my mind.
What?
Yeah. Basically, my Twitter lights up lah. I don't
Your
know.
Twitter lights up.
Apparently, people like my Twitter for two things. One is memes, and one is the guy like anything political. I am not a flaming kind of person. I like to at least spread some kind of hope and positivity on Twitter. But it was a really tough weekend. And
man.
one of the interesting things that happened was I got into a conversation with a very what's the word? A very interesting person, which I think might be a cyber trooper.
What?
Yeah. So it was a very interesting conversation. I literally documented it. I got nothing to hide, really. I screenshotted everything.
Okay.
And the best part about this is, obviously, my Twitter isn't squat. So like, I don't have any blue tick. I got nothing. But the more I went into the conversation, my followers started researching up on this guy.
Oh.
And when they started digging up stuff about him,
Oh my goodness.
he blocked all of my followers.
Yep.
He blocked me.
Wow.
He changed his username. And that was it.
Oh.
So that was an interesting thing to happen. And I feel like if there's anything that we should start first is there are literally people waiting online to mess with you and your thoughts about the political state.
Yeah.
And these guys are pretty interesting. They have only one agenda. From my conversation with this guy, he only focuses on very specific facts, which are very biased, and he will make you forget everything else. So there's no use arguing with people online because some of these guys, literally, guys, there was an article about this, like in 2018, 2017. There are people hired by certain parties to propagate propaganda online.
Yeah.
So one of a great choice to really show your love for your country is to just not say anything bad, basically.
I think when things started to go down, even the weekend before the storm, right? Like everyone was speculating, and there was so much opinions being posted on Instagram and Facebook. And but maybe it's because of who we are, right? Like we are not the first ones to rush to make sweeping statements.
No.
I didn't share any articles. I didn't put up any thoughts because I'm like, guys, y'all chill out, man. Like we don't know how this is gonna sit, right?
Yeah.
And then I just saw Facebook and Instagram and Twitter become this battlefield of opinions. A lot of which were based off nothing because everything was like not yet.
Yeah, you
set
know
in
what they
stone.
say? Suddenly everyone's an expert.
Yeah. And
love it.
I have to agree that I think it's a cesspool. If you don't know what that means, it's a shithole
Basically,
of just stupidity at times.
In the water of society.
Yeah, and but that being said, social media is a great way to weed out things, right? And I unfriended at least 6 people over the weekend.
My
just for ignorant comments, racist comments.
Yeah, I wish I screenshotted everyone, and when they started changing their comments, I want to post back the screenshot for them.
I unfriended at least 6 people. So if you're one of the 6, I'm so sorry. But you're probably not listening to this because you're ignorant.
I only have like 5 friends left, so I
that's
can't
crazy.
afford 6 anymore.
Okay, well, swinging it back to, I think the point we're trying to make here is that number one, everyone's got an opinion.
Yes.
But I don't think it's your right to parade your opinion and stuff it down someone's throat.
I think that's where the line is being drawn.
Yeah.
I think the big problem with whatever is happening in our country right now is the main premise of democracy just means your opinion, my opinion, respect opinion.
Yeah.
Not my opinion means everything, you accept my opinion. No, that's called dictatorship and communism. Okay,
Like,
just saying.
If everyone's saying, oh, listen to my voice, but no one's actually listening. Everyone just wants to talk louder, right? And I think maybe as Malaysians, that's something that we can be just a bit more aware of. Like everyone wants to shout and everyone says, oh, I'm doing this better, you're doing this wrong. But if everyone's talking loud, right, who's actually listening? So I feel like, man, there's a lot of things to work on. Let's talk about some of the events that happened over the weekend as well.
Let's go.
I know a lot of, let's do a quick shout out to Says. Says did an amazing video that kind of like wrapped up the entire happenings.
Wait, what's her name?
Brenda.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm a fan of Brenda.
We don't know who you are, but
I'm a fan of Brenda. I saw Brenda at a sneaker sale, and I saw her, and I didn't say hi because I was too shy.
Who's Brenda?
Brenda's the girl from Says.
Right, who's Brenda?
Brenda's the girl from Says.
Brenda.
Mark.
Mark.
Well, we're calling out family names now.
Pokemon.
No.
Okay, Brenda.
What?
Props to you, Brenda.
Brenda did an amazing job. It was really well written. The
Yes.
visual aid was compelling. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about, just jump over to Says. This is not a paid promotion.
Yeah, please.
Jump over to Says and just get fed with that information and knowledge so you can get caught up with what's happening. Other than that,
This would be a great time to say, know what kind of articles you guys are reading, guys. There are some which I feel are the ones that should be read. I mean, if you're going for something that's factual, please try and find something that is like neutrally reported.
okay, so that being said, even Says has sometimes they have
Opinions.
biased
Yes.
opinion
So that's
pieces.
basically opinions. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes. There we
But
go.
I think the one that they released last night,
Yes.
I mean, when you're listening to this last week, which Brenda did, is very factual. She didn't put in too much opinion, almost no opinion, just facts actually.
Yes.
So I appreciate those kind of things. I think BFM does that well, Star does that well. And I think that calls for Desmond's, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well done, Says. You get that. Another
Wow.
well done to the reporters who camped outside all of the congregational locations.
Okay.
Starting from the Palace to Sheraton to
Yeah.
wherever else they were.
I think the reason why we're able to comment so much is because we actually know one of these guys.
We know one of these guys.
So we're following him.
I
and
love it.
It's like it's been such a just a side story again. He just feels alive again.
This dude, yes, it feels like, after the Avengers fight, right? And then there's no big threat.
Yeah,
They just they get lazy.
there's nothing to happen. Like nothing happening.
Yeah, and then when there's a taste of fire and blood again, they
Okay.
come alive.
Okay.
Big shout out to all the reporters from every news portal and just individual reporters as well. You guys brought us information. You guys camped out. I'm going to give you one of Desmond's oh yeah because you deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
I'm
Well
not
done.
sure this is the voice you want to be spring into your ear after such a long day.
But speaking of giving things to reporters,
Oh my gosh.
I need to segue into this really well because there was okay.
Did you guys see what happened? Oh man, okay, honestly, unless you were there.
Let's start it off with the fact that our Agong, our king,
He started it.
He started.
He got the ball rolling.
He was like, you know what, guys, let's feed these guys because they're waiting for news to come out.
Yeah.
And I think the first thing he did was he bought them KFC, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
And I mean, who doesn't love a bucket of fried chicken
From the king.
from the king in the palace grounds?
King's fried chicken.
The king's fried chicken. Oh my gosh, KFC.
that was-
that's what it means.
Wow, you're really slow
my-
on the
sorry,
uptake.
I'm very tired.
That was a okay.
The King's Fried Chicken.
Right.
He sought them out.
Yeah.
And they had a great time. And everyone reported it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Reporters are happy.
Yeah.
And then Malaysians being Malaysian. And here's the thing about real-time marketing is
Yeah.
that everyone needs to outdo the other.
Yeah.
But the way Malaysia does it is slightly... I don't know. I'm not going to say anything yet. I'll give you a couple of examples of what happened afterwards.
Right.
So after the king gave KFC, everyone was predicting the next day is it going to be McDonald's, Pizza Hut.
Which
True
happened.
enough, it happened, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, Xiaomi swooped in and it was like, you know what up, guys? I'm going to give your power banks. And I think that was a brilliant move. But after that,
That was the trigger.
that was...
Brands are like, okay, everyone go.
What else happened, Vivian? What else was there? The Milo truck got there.
Can I just say?
What else? There was
It was a
Okay,
Yeah,
this
this
is what I
is
don't
crazy.
understand. Okay, so
Okay.
the Milo truck is there. I
What?
get it. You get refreshed with Milo, energy berhasiat, right? You get Xiaomi power banks to charge your devices to
Yeah.
stay updated.
yeah.
Spell me
What's the demographic here?
what is the demographic?
Were they
Why did Upin and
Ipin.
Ipin make an appearance? The mascots.
Were they dancing?
They were
Was
in
it-
they were in their outfits, the full on
Was
Upin
it like
Ipin outfits.
interactive dances
The
for adults
No.
Were
They
they
they were there.
to take pictures? Wow. Okay.
so-
no hate. Upin
No,
Ipin is
hey,
one of the most
Upin-
successful
yes,
cartoons.
Upin and Ipin, I
Okay.
have to say, Malaysia pride and joy.
Right.
All right.
But
They
why?
but
Why you there?
Freaking why?
Why?
I want to have a word with the creators.
Like, I understand that this is a great time to do something good.
Yes.
But sending your mascots
Which key demographic
To
is
a-
children?
to a political arena kind of setting where everyone's waiting for the next big thing.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're like, oh, okay, that's not what they
Let's
make.
send Upin and Ipin.
What's Upin Ipin sound? I don't know. Hi, kawan-kawan.
Yeah, probably that.
Why?
So
Why?
So that's what I'm trying to say, right? Like it became a great opportunity for brands to smartly place and help the situation. And it just became freaking like Carnival Shohebo or Jobebo,
I
like
was
whatever
going
it's
to
called,
say,
right?
it sounded like, oh my gosh.
What the heck? Okay,
This
we're
is
looking at
real
a
deal.
picture of Jeremy. You got to make sure you put this picture inside the podcast. For everyone who's not watching, we're
Wow.
looking at Upin and Ipin
There's,
for real.
guys, there's soft sell, there's hard sell, and then there's
and then
Upin and
there's like,
Ipin.
what the
What
flip?
is happening? No, okay, props to the guys inside there because it was blistering heat.
Heat
okay?
stroke.
I don't know how they survived.
Why?
Was it to lift the spirits of the reporters?
I get angry if I saw Open Apin there.
I'm going to ask my reporter friend, did he feel happy?
We need to ask them what
Did
they
he
felt.
feel happy? I mean, everyone jumped. I just want to say, you guys, everyone who did this, you guys are taking this very lightly. This is the king's house. It is up to him if you want to give you food outside his house.
Exactly.
But you want to set up your shop outside
I'm
his
pretty
house.
sure he can execute you.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'm almost sure.
Wow.
It's
Upin and
just-
Ipin.
And then, okay, so then after that, there were stories about people giving up money, police coming in, dragging people
Okay,
out.
yeah, okay. See, so I think everyone started to like pivot on this whole like, oh, this is a great time to get our brand out there. It's a great time to make content.
Correct.
Not going to say too much about who was who, but there was some people like that one about the $10,000 giveaway, right?
Yeah.
This is the King's Palace. This is in front of the King's Palace.
Yeah.
In probably one of the most politically sensitive times.
Yeah.
What is giving away 10,000?
I'm not sure.
Like
I'm
to cover the parking fees.
maybe.
What?
Okay, so let's do what we are saying we should do. Let's exercise positivity
Right,
here.
right. I'm trying to think about the best. Like, but why? Why would you do this?
I'm not sure.
Like, if you really wanted to help, you know what? Okay, the power banks were already a bold move.
That's great, yeah,
all right,
yeah.
not a necessity, but great. Milo also not bad.
Thank you. I think
maybe
that's
if
great.
Spritzer went there to give water, why
yeah.
not?
Stay hydrated.
Let's start with. I'm not going to talk about Upin Ipin right now. Okay,
Let's
The
try to leave them out
Yeah,
of
the
this.
$10,000 stunt. I have a lot of questions about it.
I'm
Because-
not even sure what was the purpose.
It's like going down the Logan Paul route, you know, like something bombastic, something
Okay.
out of nowhere.
Okay.
But why? Was there like did anything they state about why they wanted to do this, or just wanted to give out?
I think it's just
I see.
just to get like clout, right?
Yeah, but don't you think like okay, so like let's just try and like make sense out of this. This is why Malaysia is the way it is. Don't you think we make very light of situations like this?
So I was just gonna say maybe the silver lining to this is that
We don't give a shit.
no. The silver lining to this is that even in tense times, I think Malaysians can still appreciate, or at least
Yeah, I don't think the word is appreciate.
I don't think it's appreciate. Sorry, I think Malaysians still can find a way to distract ourselves from the tenseness of the situation.
distraction. Oh,
So
wow.
let's
What if
lock that.
Upin Ipin was sent as a distraction? Do we have a dramatic sound effect yet? Okay, let's just scratch that very hypothetical theory.
No, probably not.
But okay, I would think that there definitely were people like the Agong who really had the people's interest at heart.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to give them nutrition.
Because I think he knew at that point in time, people were just meeting him.
You're just waiting, yeah.
It was nothing, and he just wanted to say that, okay, he had some free time. It wasn't like an intense thing yet.
Yeah.
But that was a really good gesture of him.
It was good.
Right?
Thank you.
I don't want to attach any like reasons why anyone did this, but yeah, I think there is.
No, definitely brands hopped on it because it was relevant. I think that the way that brands, so this is just something, so as content creators, as marketers ourselves, I think that, so this doesn't apply just to the Palace statement.
Right.
This applies to every other damn thing.
Right.
I think that brands should be relevant in the real-time marketing sphere.
Right.
But how you do it,
The sensitivity is not there.
and you just gotta do it tastefully, man.
Oh my
You
gosh.
don't have to do it just because everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna give you a.
Well, some people die
not
by
gonna
that
give you an
belief,
example.
though. Some people
true.
believe that to death.
Okay. Well,
you know, but
I'll give them a applause for that.
that's
all you're getting. That's all you're getting.
We need just one clap.
I don't have that. To wrap up the whole Palace shebang, I just want to say real-time marketing is great. It's important for brands to be relevant and to be on the game, but do it tastefully. Because if you don't do it well, people remember how stupid you were.
Especially when it has to do with the political scene of our country.
Man, come on.
There's nothing. I mean, some people would argue it is a joke, but there's nothing to joke about with what's happening right now. All right, like let's just pivot back to what it is. I think a lot of people were seen during this time to be political experts. Even when there was nothing announced and there were just people conveying from different places, everyone started just, making sweeping statements and everything. And it just falls back to what we said, like don't respond out of reflex and emotion, because I think something that I think people fail to see and probably don't realize that they've already succeeded with his plan is when this new government is in office, we have a brand new opposition. And this new opposition, like, I think a lot of people were very used to being the old opposition. This new opposition has a lot of new tactics that we are not familiar with at all. And definitely one of the main tactics that that has been used in the past is stress, anxiety, fear, division of opinion and people. And I think they succeeded in just that because so many people were just giving up on the government before anything was happening. And I felt like that was, I think, number one, I think we talked about this before. One thing that I was very disappointed with seeing some of our peers doing online, because it was just unnecessary. Like, nothing was confirmed. It was just pictures, and the sweeping statements of everyone saying all kinds of nonsense was just unnecessary. So what? What will bitching about it do? Like, nothing good will come out of making like, okay, we're all dead. Malaysia, I guess it's finally time for me to consider moving to another country. Okay. Then what? Then what happens? I feel like the craziest part was no official statement was released. There was no news about it. It was just a few reporters taking pictures outside and people were already assuming the worst. In retrospect, a lot of things happened. A lot of bad things happened. But along the way, there was just that snowball momentum from the first negativity to the next. Yeah. And I feel that for whatever reason it may be, like being like watching what was happening, I think even Pakatan Harapan felt very betrayed by the people because they just assumed the worst immediately. Yeah. And everyone started giving up on everything. And I think that they the now opposition at this point in time of recording, they did a really good job just trying to focus on what they needed to do. Because the backlash of the people was just insane. And I think this falls back to the point again, like, guys, don't react. Don't react with emotions so fast. Oh my gosh, that was quite a weekend. And everything progressed to a very interesting time where there's so many reports out there. You mentioned it just now. Like, know what you're reading, guys. If it's an opinion piece, it will sound like an opinion piece. It will not sound like 10 things you need to know about that. An opinion piece would sound like wow, should I? The meltdown of Pakatan Harapan, maybe, or something like that, right? I'm just looking at Malaysia Kini. This is a site that's going on right now, with a lot of articles that we should be reading. I would say, like, after being so in tune to what's happening online, if you really don't know anything about what's going on, there's nothing wrong about asking.
Oh, just keep me quiet.
There's a very big, like, social media ego, right? Where people get triggered and, like, they just need to ask, you know, meh?
Yeah.
Do you really know what's happening? And then, like, just to cook shit up, someone will, like, Google the first result, go to the article and just say whatever it is. Yeah. And that's how you propagate.
So I'll tell a personal story. I follow about 1,000 people on Instagram. Okay, given a majority of them is K-pop pages, and guitar pages, I do follow a lot of Malaysians as well. Right. And I saw so many Malaysians posting up stories about the situation. Okay. And you can see very clearly, right, that these people did not read about anything. They just know, they saw headlines, they saw
read the
article,
title. They read the title.
And they have no context of what's happening. And then they will make sweeping statements like, my heart is breaking because it's happening. I'm like, that didn't happen. Right. Like, wait, what?
But maybe they like to be emotional.
Of course.
My heart is break.
I don't disagree with that.
Bracket.
And I don't think it's wrong as well to pledge support, but it's very easy to spot people who really don't know what's going on, but just shouting out because it's what everyone else is doing now. Like, it could trend, really. Just like, if it's viral, do the same thing.
My heart is breaking for the country, but I don't pay any of my saman.
I don't know what happened.
I don't read anything. I raswa the police, but my heart is breaking.
Yeah, of course. It's ridiculous because I also know people who legit also don't know what's happening, but they just keep quiet.
So should we actually, like, give a rundown of what's happening?
No, I don't think we need to.
Do we? Okay, go
That's
read.
Not the point.
Okay,
that's not the point.
Not the point.
So the point here. Let's move on to the next part of this, right?
Okay,
which
let's
is we've highlighted problems. We've talked about all the things that we saw in the week, in the week that all this went down. But let's talk about solutions, because I think if just highlighting problems, everyone can do that.
So what can we really do as a Rakyat during a time where everyone is saying democracy is dead, nothing we do matters. That is so wrong.
I think the first thing that we got to cut out is the hate mongering.
Yes.
Like there's so much talk about why certain people are in power and given, I mean, it's true that certain people have gotten to those positions with a policy that maybe, I don't know, supports their own
agenda. Pretty much.
Whether it's selfish agenda, whether it's a race-based agenda, whether it's all these things, right? I think that one we cannot change. Like we can't change what they are running and gunning for.
Yes.
What we can change is how we frame it and how we talk about it.
I think the main strategy for a very long time in the political arena in our country is the cards of race and religion.
Yeah.
And that's a very strong dividing tool. And if there's anything I've learned over the course of the week, the weekend, a lot of people tie that into their political fight. And I feel that's very, very easy to get triggered.
Yeah.
In my conversation with this quote unquote person, he asked me to bertaubat.
Oh wow!
So I just said it for what it is.
So like, for everyone who doesn't understand, bertaubat means to repent.
Repent. I'm like, I just called it out. Like, I don't have to repent for anything because this is my thoughts. It is not my religious belief or support into another religious person. And I feel that until the day we all can separate our emotions for race and religion and take it apart from our political views, nothing is going to change in our country.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the first thing I think we should really work on because, look, politics is an agreed opinion. Belief and religion is an individual opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's individual opinion should be forced upon anyone else.
Yeah. It's really sad because that is actually the so many analysts have made their they've made a point about how Malaysia's political scene is bad because politics is so often just kind of like linked to race and religion.
Yeah.
And it's sad because, you know, we're a country who's like, we're 60 plus years old now, right? And it's a bit ridiculous that until now,
it's still there.
We still have to do that.
Do you want, I don't know who might be listening. You want to know the truth bomb about this? The very painful fact that maybe our Rakyat needs to hear?
Yeah.
The reason why we are doing this is because since we were under rule of British, of the Spanish, of the Japanese, that is what they used on us. That is what they used on us to separate us as a country so that we will not rise to power.
Yeah.
And by continuing that culture,
we're never free, man.
We've never really been free of the colonizers. And just so you know, like everyone yang dengar sekarang, no matter what, right? I don't know why suddenly a BM came out. Just love for the country. It is not a Malaysian thing. What we are doing to our country right now is what a governing external foreign nation has done to us and victimized us in the past. And I tell you, any party that does this is no different from a colonizer.
Yeah.
And that is the naked truth. That is why racial division for a country exists, because only by dividing the people, a foreign power stays in power.
Yeah.
And if you all can't accept that and you all have not read the right history books, I can't believe I have to say the right history books these days.
Yeah.
You all need to understand that's where it comes from. It is not a native problem, because if you think about it, we were all living in peace, and what really divided us was the people in power at that time and made us like, I mean, you guys learn kajian tempatan and stuff, right? The Chinese would go to the biji timah, the Malays would go to the sawah padi, and the Indians would go to the plantations, the rubber plantations and whatnot. Even by work, there was segregation, and there was this pitting against each other. If we don't do our job, we're useless. And I think that spirit of just being separated has kind of evolved to what it is today. And until we can get over that, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I look forward to the day that politics is free from race and religion, because there's nothing to do.
Might be a long way to go. But let's talk about what else we can do as Malaysians, right? So we're young people. We are some of us at this table are under 30.
Whoa.
Some of us are above 30.
Right now
there's 2 people, so it's easy to,
the line is drawn.
And I think there's a lot of talk again now about leaving Malaysia. And to be honest, it's something that I considered very quickly when I saw the headlines. Because I was like, oh my gosh, this shit again. Maybe it's time I really move somewhere else. But I feel like having grown up in Malaysia and even being abroad, as problematic as our country is, there is really no place like home. And it breaks my heart because we could be doing so much better and all of that. But realistically as well, I feel like it's not over lah. And there's a message of people are trying to be hopeful in this hopeless time. A lot of people are just saying same shit lah. Every time you try to do something, it's not going to happen. And then there's just a lot of discouraging articles and posts being shared on Facebook. And I feel as much as we stop hate mongering, I feel like it's important to also stop the discouragement
and telling people you won't leave the country.
Yeah, because again, it's highlighting problems. And we all know the problems are there. And if your solution is to run, then really, are you contributing?
Who's left to help?
Yeah. Basically. And then some people say just abandon ship lah. Let the people who want to run this shit run it with the ocean, whatever. I don't believe in that because I feel like if you love something, you fight for it.
Right.
And in what capacity we can do that, whether it's through even small things like a podcast like this, or just like writing messages of hope to each other, to encourage each other. You know what? We're in a shit situation. We're not politicians. We can't change policies. But I think we can love on each other. And when you love on each other and you feel a sense of community, that reaches out and branches out into bigger things.
It is that same thing that helped the last elections. We didn't care about police, literally. We didn't hurt anybody. We just tried to make sure everything went well. Cheating was not allowed, and that's where change begins. It's very simple. And can you imagine if half of those people actually left the country? Yeah. Who would be guarding? Who would be guarding each other? Who would be spreading the news? So, and if after the elections happened, there was a wave of people I don't know whether you guys remember it, but 2 years ago, after the new opposition, the old opposition won. Right now, I can't even. What is it called? New old opposition.
Pakatan
lah. There was this wave of remorse. All these people overseas were like, you know what? I regret. I never knew change was possible. Yeah. Now I see that it is. That is something we all need to remember. It is always possible because right now, if there's any hope that can instill with you guys, it is not the same scene at all.
Yeah.
Basically, what has happened is just different select people from very different groups have gotten together to make this government what it is. And the past government is all separated as well. So is there a good standing chance that hope and a change can happen? Answer is very much so yes. Because this I mean it's an ongoing thing. This is not what we voted for. Democracy is not dead, guys. We are the democracy. And I think if a lot of us keep leaving the country, then yes.
Yeah.
There will be none left. So please don't leave the country.
And I think maybe there's a point to end this podcast on because it's not a very fun podcast. It's a very real podcast now.
We need to hear this.
Yeah. I want to remind you guys again because I literally just said that, but you don't have to be a politician or a reporter to make a difference.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we feel like we don't have a say in what's happening or we feel quite helpless in our situation. Yeah. But if I could do anything, I'll just remind you guys to be kind to people because that goes a long way. Every time you get into a Grab and you are a different race from the driver, speak to the person. Don't talk about politics. I mean, you can if you want, but just talk about the person as human. You know, have you eaten? How you?
You know what's power to the people? You know what's really powerful that you can do? Let's say one day you encounter someone who's super extremist, charged to the max. The most powerful thing you can be is loving.
Yeah.
Then suddenly that guy, against his own agenda, sees something absolutely different. And the most successful thing that can happen after that is he changes his mind.
Yeah.
And that is change. And politicians can't do this, right? You do it. We do it. And that's basically all we need to do because at the end of the day, everyone's still a person. They are feeling that way because they have been promised a few things to carry out this role of hate. And if we can dismantle that And if we can show that all these promises actually begin with the people, that's all we need. You know, just show love, guys.
I think really the biggest weapon to combat hate and tension and just disunity is you just kill them with kindness, man. Just love on them, dude.
Also, it doesn't hurt to know a bit of what's really going on.
Also,
be educated, like,
hey,
you know.
Definitely, man. How many minutes is this? Huh? 35. I think we're gonna just call it a day right now.
This is a heavy podcast.
This is I don't want to downplay what has happened in Malaysia this past week and again this morning I was reading reports about how the parliaments were supposed to convene on the 9th of March. They're saying now they want it in May.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even happen, man?
That's what happens when people are scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave that for another discussion. Maybe we'll invite a guest to come in and talk to us about what their expert opinion is. But really, for the rest of us today and for you listening to this in your car, at home, in your commute to work, it's a dark time.
Yeah.
Let's not push aside that fact. And it's difficult to hear. It breaks your heart. It breaks my heart. But I think if there's anything we want to leave you with as the Tabletop Podcast is just hope, man. Hope springs eternal. I feel every day if you can wake up knowing that it's going to be a day for you to breathe and live, you can do that with Malaysia as well.
Right. Just don't give up, guys.
Just don't give up.
This is part of the process. I think if we can end with this, that a very strong statement that I saw was, did we expect too much too fast?
Maybe.
We need to understand that this is not something that will be solved in a year. You know, they say it always gets worse before it gets better, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this could be it flaring up. This could be the final stance that, you know, the problems are taking, because this is an act of desperation.
Yeah.
Like whatever has been happening.
Yeah.
And you got to give the new government some slack, whatever the good new government is, because we are fixing half a century old problem, and it's
like,
not
even
going to be
so
fixed
when you
so
say new
fast.
government, like which new government?
Sorry, the Pakatan, what were they trying to do?
Okay, well, so to be honest, I gotta flip that as well. This new government, if nothing changes, which is, I mean, if let's say this new government is remains and is seated in power, we also need to give it time.
Right.
Because I don't think it's fair for us to be like, yeah, I mean,
we need to just hold the governments accountable.
Yeah,
that's all we can do,
that's
to
our
be
job,
honest.
really.
And
Yeah.
go out and vote when it counts, please.
I just want to shit my pants right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's so heartbreaking, but you know what, guys?
Yeah.
Hope and hope.
And just be learned. Don't just, read titles of articles. Actually read the articles. This is my trigger.
Yeah,
So
guys,
please.
just shut the F up if you don't know what's
Okay.
happening. Seriously.
We are not-
end of the day, faith, hope, and love, man.
Yeah, I guess it's not a political podcast. We're not asking you to vote for anyone in particular.
We're
just
not.
voicing our thoughts. But if you are listening in and you have something great to say, tag us. We repost your stories on the Takeaway Table Instagram account.
Yep.
Please just spread love, guys, because that's really all we can do. Be educated, be nice.
We don't want it to sound shallow, but really just love on each other, guys. That's been this week's episode. Hope you guys took away something from it, or if anything at all, you can kind of simmer in those thoughts.
Yeah.
If you guys want more Takeaway Table, we're available on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music, as well as Instagram. So make sure you follow us. We'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully by then. Oh, before we end, I actually have something for you guys.
Wait, what?
So this week's song recommendation is by MingH.
This is like an Upin Ipin thing, guys.
This is
we are pulling an Upin Ipin right now.
It's something for people to, after listening to this, they'll listen to this.
Yeah.
To the next
Let
one.
me encourage you with this amazing song.
So MingH really likes this song. You want to introduce it to people?
Yeah, this song is, I just feel so fitting for the mood and emotion right now. It's by my brother Eminem's.
I thought it was your brother.
You also.
Okay.
He's another brother.
Okay.
The song is called Godzilla, and it is one of the most fire tracks online right now.
All right, let's
Hit
have
me
a
up with
listen.
that. Hit me up with that.
Please take a backseat, take it back to fat beats with a maxi single. Look at my rap sheet, what attracts these people is
Oh.
my gangster bitch like Apache with a
Hey.
catchy jiggle. I stack chips, you better.
Okay, enough. Copyright coming up.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that's a fire track.
That's fire right there.
If you
my
guys
gosh.
want to listen to that one, just head on over to, because it's already in Spotify, or just check it out. It's Godzilla by Eminem. I think that's about it for this week, guys. If you have any questions, send them in. We love you. Be good, be kind, and most importantly,
Skiri papa.
brush your teeth.
Upin Ipin.
See you guys.